right, man. We good. We good.
All
Let's do
right.
this.
All
Let's
right,
do this
man.
thing. Let's do this thing. All
Yes,
right. Well,
indeed. Back at it.
yeah, a lot of stuff
Back at
going
it.
on, man. Talk about it. Talk about what you got.
Yeah.
What's
So,
first up?
man. Oh, so first up, man, we got the Steelers picking up Dwayne Haskins.
Mm,
Steelers picking up Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne was cut from Washington football team, whatever, his off field stuff and all that good
mm,
stuff. Washington ended up making it to the playoffs and all that stuff. Felt like they can just move forward. And then just like we talked about, they had a quarterback that was sitting and he actually looked pretty good in the playoff game. So, and teams was, looking at, giving Dwayne Haskins a look, bringing him in and all that stuff. But hey, Pittsburgh pulled the trigger on him, man, brought him
Yeah,
in
he
or
a
whatever. Yeah.
first round pick, man. He's
Yep.
he's a really unused first round pick. He got a
Definitely.
little bit of a tread left on the tires, man. He got some
Yeah.
tread left, a bunch of
Yeah.
tread left. Matter of fact, not a little
Yes.
bit, but a lot of tread.
Yep.
Got new life, man. I was thinking about it when I heard it. It was like, I thought about that drug Narcan, and I was like, man, this dude, boy, I tell you, it was like life just came back to dude, man, because
Yep.
perfect spot, perfect place to be.
Yep.
Perfect system.
Yep.
Got a veteran in front of him that he can learn from.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty quick, man. Pretty quick.
Yeah. And that's the same thing that I looked at. I looked at, you've been in Washington for that amount of time. I mean, Washington, it hasn't been the greatest organization in these past, let's say 5 years for, rookie quarterback to go through. He's been through 2 head coaches now, two offensive coordinators, anything of that nature. He comes in, it's a reason why you get picked in the first round as a quarterback. That means that your team ain't been that good. And especially if they want you to hit the field right now. So if they want you to hit the field right now, they trying to speed up your learning curve or whatever. And in some quarterbacks that can work. Like we have the Mahomes. I mean, even Mahomes, he's set for a year. But then you have like Lamar Jackson, coming in his rookie year, coming through, halfway through the season and playing and doing well, anything of that nature. But then, some quarterbacks need that year to prepare and all that good stuff. But unfortunately, he wasn't. But it is what it is. So, and they expect more from him from, year 3, with a new coach and all that stuff,
Right.
year 2 or whatever, to come in and do his thing. So I just think that, man, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's perfect for him, man. Like we talked about, man, great organization, continuity there, man. When you got a coach that's been there for 10 plus years, winning organization, they used to winning. Pittsburgh don't have a problem with winning. Pittsburgh just have a problem that they ain't been to the Super Bowl in so long, and they feel like they should have, and we know they should have. With AB departure, with Le'Veon Bell departure, stuff like that made them kind of start over from scratch. They kind of came back a lot faster, but now it's like that old thing that's holding them back now is the decline and aging of Ben Roethlisberger or whatever. So now you still got a playoff team. You got a Super Bowl team that you can actually compete for a Super Bowl with that defense and all that. Got back young, and then bringing in a young quarterback, he could sit, do his thing, watch Ben. Ben can kind of ride off in the sunset slowly. You ain't forcing him out fast.
Right. Right.
Good. You still running it back for next year.
Yeah.
You still running it back for next year. Yeah. So
I know it probably have before that decision was made with Dwayne Haskins, somebody had to get with Ben, I'm sure, and let Ben know. I don't think, as being a veteran, being his team, his offense, I don't think that Pittsburgh would have blindsided him like that. And, they would let look, Ben, we getting ready to go pick up this quarterback. He might need your help, whatever, and Ben understand, man. I saw Ben sitting on that bench after that game, and it almost looked like Ben wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
He did have a look. So just hold your breath on that one until it's gonna be a long off season. And it's a lot of decisions gonna be made, you know what I mean? So, with Pittsburgh making a decision like that, yesterday, it almost looked like they're getting ready to go forward. Maybe they know something we don't already know, the general public. Maybe Ben ain't ready to announce that yet. Maybe he gonna need some, he see Phillip Rivers, he bowed out, Yeah. I actually thought Phillip Rivers might be back.
Yeah, me too.
After that game, I really thought that he may, come back. But I think these guys talk to to, the respectable guys that's been around the league, the veterans, I think the organizations talk more to them, and they understand that, hey, we got this new guy we go bring in. Like I said, I don't think
Yep.
they blindside being like that. They kind of did with Mason Rudolph, and you see how he reacted.
Yeah.
So I
And
don't
then
know if
Mason Rudolph ain't go
I don't
so
even know if
well.
they ever gotten over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all Mason Rudolph is to Ben as a backup, and Ben understands that. Ben has never been challenged. There's never been nobody to challenge Ben since Ben, been there. They ain't been a quarterback
Yeah.
that's go take Ben place. It's always been Ben. It's always been
Yeah.
Ben's team.
Mm-hmm.
So, until Ben decides to bow down and, or the club decides that they want to move forward, which I don't think they would do Ben Roethlisberger that way. Not the potential Hall of Famer. I don't think they would just dog him like that and say, you're benched. I think he understands that, they're bringing in Haskins for a reason, for development.
Yep.
Kid needs development. He need, he
Yeah.
got the tools.
Yep.
Now you ain't got to spend that money on it. You can go out and get a running back now.
Yeah, definitely.
Go get your running back.
Yeah, and that's definitely one of those things that you need. I mean, the offense.
It'll help. It's gonna help the quarterback. A good running back.
Exactly.
So,
Because
we Pittsburgh throw the ball 50, 60 times a game, man, with a 44-year-old quarterback or whatever, how old he is, 40, 41 or whatever. I don't know, how old Ben Roethlisberger is. He got to be up there.
Yeah. And that's not a winning formula.
Yeah, he throwing the ball that Ben ain't not that strong, and had surgeries and all kind of things, and that's not. You can't underthrow receivers like Ben, has done. So here comes this strong arm now. Now here comes Claypool.
Young
now
boy,
here comes Juju again, getting, stretching the field, getting down, down the seams, So
slinging that thing.
We'll see. I mean, they saw something. They saw something in him. Like I say, you got a steal. You got a steal with Dwayne Haskins, man.
Definitely. Hey. And I think that looking at Dwayne Haskins kind of cut from that same, big time, big quarterback. He could still move around like how Ben used to be when he was younger.
Ain't Dwayne Haskins from up that way somewhere?
No, he from that DC area, because when they left that DC, that Maryland DC area, because
PA.
Yeah, because that was the big thing. What they talking about, when they drafted him, like maybe if he would have got drafted to another organization that was outside of his hometown, that was kind of more distractions from being around family and stuff like that. So man, I wish the young man well, but I just think that, just like you said, Pittsburgh Steelers picking this young man up after they ain't never tried to go after no quarterback, outside of like drafting Mason Rudolph or whatever, but
it
never tried.
Almost seemed like the head coaching situation.
Yeah,
it almost seemed like Ben carried them for a minute.
Come on,
now time for let somebody else carry that load for a minute. You had a stellar career.
Yes,
you went through holy hell. We know early. You made them Dwayne Haskins mistakes early in your career. What better person to say, look, man, I did the same stupid crap that you doing. I was riding high my rookie year. I was Super Bowl champion. I was cock of the walk.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Haskins, you know what? Oh man, I throw a touchdown and I want to go take selfies with the fans.
Come on, yeah.
I mean, you think
have a good game? I'm going
Steve Young or Joe Montana, somebody want to go over there and take Polaroids with the fans, one step, they ain't trying to do that, they Hall of Fame. And to get to the Hall of Fame, you don't do stupid things, you don't do dumb stuff. The not for long league ain't gonna allow you to. You don't get to make so many mistakes in this league.
Nah,
you
man,
just won't get to do it.
Yeah, but, not the type of money that they make.
Hey man, I meant to say something before we got started, and I should have said it, but I'm gonna jump right in real quick on it. Hank Aaron, Hank Aaron.
Oh yeah,
Hank Aaron. Prayers out to his family, and man, let me tell you, Hank Aaron, boy, Hank Aaron was the man.
The man.
It was the man.
The man.
I know Jackie did some things for baseball, but they were groundbreaking, events. But Hank, he carried the load, man. He
Yeah.
He did his thing. I got some stats
Yeah.
here. I want you to check out.
Oh man, yeah. Run them
Hank Aaron,
down,
Hank
please.
Aaron, Hank Aaron in his 23-year career at
23 years.
23 years at Milwaukee and Atlanta. He
Got
hit
it.
at 305 in 23-year career with 755 home runs. This cat was 6 foot, 175 pounds. He had 20 home runs in 20 seasons. All right. So for 20 years, he hit 20 or
home
more
runs.
home runs, scored
Come
100
on, man.
runs 15 times in his career, and 13 straight. 13 straight years, it was 100 runs or more. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in 1982.
Yeah.
All right. He led the league in 82 in home runs, RBIs, doubles. All right. So he won 2 batting titles. He hit 328 in 1956. He hit 355 in 1959. In 1957, the Braves won the World Series. He was the NL MVP, hit 322 that year with 44 home runs and 132 RBIs. 6 foot,
Wow.
175 pounds.
Wow. So let's just say at the end of his career, when he started gaining weight, he was about 6 foot. He probably peaked out at like another 200, gaining another 15. Yeah. 180. Yeah, 180, 190, having some old man weight on him and still stroke. Come on, man. Come on, man. And that tells you, and the thing is that I say about people like Hank Aaron. Sorry, Mitch, you just ran down all them stats. That's stats of like one of the best MLB players that ever played that game.
Yeah, that's it.
23 years playing at that level. The average 305 for your whole career.
Career average.
Man, and then to leave the game, just like you say, to leave the game.
That's the leader.
6 foot. Come on, to lead the game with all leading in all those categories. And then especially the home run category.
I think that was 74 when he broke that record.
Come on.
74.
Come on. 74. And then to push it up some more.
Bronze broke it, and McGuire and Sosa. When they broke the record, it was well into the 2000s.
2000s.
I want to say
Bronze broke it,
early 2000. I'm not really sure. I mean, I should know that.
Yeah, but I want to say Bonds is the only one that's ahead of him. Everybody else and nobody else is.
Yeah, Bear is
Bear's the only one. Yeah, but I mean, Bear was bigger than
Oh well, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, he was bigger than him.
That.
This
I don't know if you remember seeing Barry at the baseball game at Bragg. He was the hitting coach.
Yeah, the hitting coach. Yeah, I saw him on the sideline. Yeah,
that cat was about 140 pounds, man.
Had lost a lot of weight.
Oh, man.
What he used to be, man. But it goes back to, for me, is that whenever they always talk, or whenever baseball always talks about accolades or whatever, they're always mentioning like Babe Ruth. They're always mentioning even some of the ones that just left. You know what I'm saying? David Ortiz or Derek Jeter and all these. But man, like, I don't think you get now all of a sudden, since Hank Aaron has passed, now everybody's gonna flood with, hey, Hank Aaron's this, especially like on ESPN and all that stuff. They're gonna talk about it, baseball tonight, all that stuff. This season they're probably gonna pay homage to Hank Aaron and talk about all his accolades. But man, what happened to, like, he's one of your best to ever play the game. And I want to, and then another thing that I want to ask too is that I want to know, how long did he have to play in the, in the minors and stuff like that before he got to the MLB putting up them numbers? Because we know most of those players back in those days, they even though he was great, he wasn't able to go play in the major. Come on, man. So he probably played like 10 years in another league before he was even able to, to come there, and ball out with the MLB, stuff like that, and then still put up those numbers.
Oh, well,
at a big time age.
A lot of the talent, from what I understand, it wasn't in the MLB. You had dude worked in the coal mine and ran a grocery store, and in the afternoon they went to play a game. We had to play early because there wasn't no lights. You know,
No
all
lights.
them day games, them twilight. I mean, a matinee type. 2 o'clock in the
Yep.
afternoon type days. That they went to play
Yep.
ball. So, it wasn't
Exactly.
cutting meat that day. Or they cut it
Nope.
afterwards to go to work that other shift.
Yes. And it took advantage of that springtime or whatever, when we spring forward with that clock. So your days are longer. So they took advantage of that
Wasn't
then.
a lot of nothing going on in the league. Some
Yeah.
numbers being put up, but jokers coming into the league.
Yeah, nothing like these
man,
cats.
that, they tell me jokers like, let's do cool Papa Bell.
Yeah,
Cool Papa
man.
Bell, track meet. You know what I mean? Looking like
Track meet
Edward
round.
Moses running around the Usain Bolt running the first
Come
pace.
on.
You know what I mean? Beating out
I mean, he
balls
bended.
to the pitcher. That kind of thing. All kind of legends about cool Papa Bell. They talking about
Yeah,
Page
man.
pitching
Satchel Paige, 50-something years
75
old.
years old. They got him out
What?
wheelchair to throw a
Yeah.
couple innings.
What?
We need a closer. 3 outs.
Come on,
baby,
man. What?
give us something.
Yeah, I think I looked and said, what? They say Satchel Paige, his rookie season in the MLB,
About
he was like 55 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, what? Man, you on the mound throwing the ball.
Then shit, the whole league one year, It's like,
thank you, man. So that just shows
cats do every day, man. When they traveled, man, on them tours, going around to play people that they could play because they couldn't play against the major league teams that they playing every day, man. They'll come out to see Satchel Paige pitch. Satchel pitching 3 or 4 times a week.
Come on.
In
a total game, full game.
Ragged as hell, and just they got no on. Tommy John back then, they kept going. That's what got Satchel Paige.
Kept going.
And
wasn't no relief.
Got them promoters.
You started
making money, man. Off them cats, man. Made a lot of money off watching, the Negro leagues, man. There's some people made some money. Man. I tell you, it was like a sideshow.
That's what I remember watching
guys play, man. Like, wow,
Yeah. I remember watching a documentary, and that's what one of the guys said. He was a business owner during that time, and he was talking about all the businesses that went on during that time. With the the game is at the stadium, so you got food being at the stadium, drinks, and all that, bus companies, all that. So how everybody flourished around that, and he was like that was the third largest business in the black community. Black baseball.
Wow.
During that time. So just like you said, it made a lot of money, man, and then just like you say, that our white counterparts would come to those Negro games and watch them games too, because they knew what, the baseball talent and stuff like that. So,
man.
They were there also. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, and those games were highly scouted too, man. A lot of them guys would go out and scout these players, man, so that, by the time integration rolled around, and them kids they were kids, them guys were still playing. They were, somebody was gonna scoop them up. They kind of knew. Once that line was broken, there's a lot of talent out there went on and did some things. Some notable players that played, in the Negro leagues.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely, man.
That's a big thing. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on Hank Aaron, man. Hammer and Hank, man. Rest in peace, Hank Aaron. And
definitely, man. Either way, one of the OGs.
We'll talk about some baseball a little bit later. When the spring rolls around. About our kids playing baseball, and how we go get them involved, and another kid playing baseball, and keep this thing going.
Yep.
So we talk about the rich getting richer. What about the rich getting richer?
Man, the rich getting richer, man. We talking about University of Alabama. University of Alabama is coming off of
Roll Tide.
Off of another national title.
Roll Tide.
Another national title, another undefeated season. First season where they played a total SEC schedule due to the COVID. Ran through that. Wins the national title in freaking blowout fashion. You might as well say.
Would you say you equate it to the how they talk about the Patriot Way? We talk about the Bama way. The Nick Saban, man. He just look.
Nick Saban,
whatever he want, whoever he want, whatever he want. I mean, how you turn Nick down?
Nick Saban is like I say all the time, and like I said to you, Nick Saban has learned the art of doing
the deal.
Using your resources. Come on, man. Art of the deal. I'm gonna use my resources to
Mm-hmm.
work smarter, not
Mm-hmm.
harder.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm about 70 years old. Man, please. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna tell
bring in
you. I'm
these
gonna
guys.
tell you how hard I know Nick Saban worked. When I saw Nick Saban's face on the podium at the national championship game,
Facts.
that
Come
look
on.
right there, you hadn't seen it all year.
Thank you.
That look was a look like, damn,
I done figured
damn.
this out.
I done went through COVID. We done got through the COVID-19 pandemic,
Yeah.
and I'm holding this damn trophy again. I got a
Yep.
Heisman Trophy winner, and I got all kind of trophies, Outlands and Thorpes and
Yeah.
O'Brien's
Yeah.
and whatever that I got to
Yeah.
put the litany cost that all my guys done won again this year. We done
Thank
racked
you.
up. Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, I got about 12 or so guys that getting ready to get the name called in whatever draft
Yep.
there is.
Yep.
So this program has worked. Here we go again.
Thank you.
Plus, I can get all the coaches that I want. Fire a coach. We'll hire him. We bring him back.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
send
you.
we'll send them out to the world, and we'll bring them back if they want to come.
Thank you.
The rich get richer. Keep on getting.
Yeah, man. Man, and I attest that, just like we said, like the Patriots way. See, the Alabama starting their own thing. So I call this like Nick Saban way. You remember when Nick Saban when Nick Saban first came to Alabama? I remember it was the decline of the Florida Gators as we was coming down off of our high off the mountaintop, and then we was basically Alabama was taking it back. So as a Florida guy, I'm like, man, we're gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back. And all that. And we ain't been back. You know what I'm saying? We've been watching them win at the year, whatever. So I just watched, and I remember when Nick Saban first got there, he played that old school, run the ball, good defense. I'm gonna get all the defensive linemen, I'm gonna get all the linemen, the linebackers, or whatever. And then he saw that, and then even then, he still couldn't just win with that. Because you can't win with that formula nowadays with how these offenses and how these defenses are schemed.
Right.
These kids are more athletic. You just ain't gonna get on the field and run the
There's
ball
a
on
lot more smoke and mirrors today.
Thank
A lot more smoke and mirrors. Yeah.
Thank you. They watching a lot. Them defensive coordinators ain't getting paid for nothing. They hooking you up, and they got athletes out there on the field. These boys are athletes.
Right.
So Nick Saban went out and started recruiting 5-star quarterbacks.
Okay.
Then the game changed.
Okay.
Then when you get a 5-star quarterback, now you're getting 5-star receivers all the time. You know what I'm saying? When you getting, it ain't just one, like a Julio Jones, and no, now you're getting them every year. Now you're bringing in a crop of guys, and then like how they and now and Nick Saban was a defensive coach, so he always keep good DBs, he always keep good linebackers, he always keep good D linemen. Man, Nick Saban has
a good DC and advisor.
Come on, man. Exactly. And then he earned and then he turned that into, you remember the NCAA rule where you can bring in ex players to come coach. I mean, to come practice with the team. Come on, man. This dude bringing in ex players to come work out with the team the week of a game and all that stuff. Who knew about that? Nick Saban
team, and you know what I
Thank
mean.
you. running. What's the guy that used to play quarterback there when he ran quarterback scout team that week or whatever? Yeah,
Blake
Sims came. Brought in Richardson to run running back at scout team. Come on, man. So and then it goes to when he started doing the analyst thing, bringing in defensive analysts.
I wonder when they bring the guys in like that. I mean, do you think they cut them a check, man? I mean, like maybe they are a independent.
Oh, you talking about the players?
Yeah, a consultant to the team or something.
They do, because turn them into
whatever. Cut them all check.
Yeah,
he go that 50,
or do something 50, like compare
that 50K that we couldn't give you when you was here.
Exactly.
Let me stop. Let me
and
stop I shouldn't be saying that.
And I would bet that the NCAA has a rule that it has to be an ex-player. So say, for instance, you can't just go get a dude from Ohio State to come over there like, nah, bro, no. Or you can't bring it has to be an ex-player, It probably stipulates it can't be somebody who went to the league and or still playing in the league or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They could probably have played in the league and then they're done, something like that. They can't have any
years
association
removed from the school or whatever.
So many years removed. Yes. Or they try, and all that. So it's stipulations, and you make sure they check the block. But at the end of the day, kudos to Nick Saban not being that old school ego guy. It's like, it's my way. I don't care what nobody say. No, Nick Saban has evolved. And that's one thing I could definitely say. Watching that, I can say, you know what? Salute to University of Alabama bringing in Nick Saban. And then salute to Nick Saban staying on top by evolving, getting the quarterbacks, dominate. Now you totally dominate the game every year in and year out. You having the number one recruiting class or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then keeping it going, bringing in these defensive analysts, offensive analysts. I'm talking about these are head coaches.
Oh, man, to get
we talk about
Marone and Bill O'Brien. Come on, man.
Head
fresh
NFL.
off of you know what I mean, out the unemployment line, and
fresh off.
Come on,
man. Listen,
they won't miss the mortgage
Doug
payment.
Marone.
I guarantee you that.
Doug Marone, head coach from Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, man. Like we said 3 years ago, you playing an AFC title game against Tom Brady, and you're about to go to a Super Bowl. A fumble goes with, they blow the whistle on that fumble. If they don't blow the whistle on that fumble recovery, that those guys, we could be talking. Doug Marone probably wouldn't even be available at this time. And then go into Bill O'Brien. Now we know the stuff with Bill O'Brien. The biggest knock on Bill O'Brien was that they get Houston. Well, not really.
Bill O'Brien, didn't he was at Penn State. Didn't he come in after all that crap that went on up there at Penn State?
Yeah. And then Houston went and grabbed him.
Okay.
And he left.
Yeah, he had to
get on out of there. And
get out of Penn State.
Yeah. That was it was terrible. That the stuff that was going on. I mean, the stuff that he was trying to clean up after that mess. But the thing is about Bill O'Brien is that the worst thing for Bill O'Brien was that Houston gave him the GM duties.
Yeah.
To my understanding, Bill O'Brien was fine as the coach until they gave him the GM duties. If they just would have kept them a good GM and then let Bill O'Brien coaching, let him do his
right.
Thank you. But you gave him too much power, all that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter now. Bill O'Brien was still winning. Bill O'Brien is another coach coming from the Bill Belichick tree. He was out in the Patriots and stuff like that. I think he won a couple of Super Bowls over there with them and all that. So he's coming from that same tree. So now Bill O'Brien, head coach, leaves, and now he comes down to Alabama to be the offensive coordinator. Doug Marone, O-line coach. Man, these are head coaches from the NFL. Do you know what this does to your 5 stars?
To recruiting. The rich get rich.
Come on.
The rich get rich.
So it goes to this. Why aren't other college programs seeing what's going on with the arms race and not jumping in? What is the problem? If you are University of Florida, if you are Louisiana State University, if you are, what I'm saying, if you one of those schools trying to get to that next tier, what are you doing? Because this is going to be the difference between you winning and losing. This is going to be the difference between you competing for a national title and not. It's cool to lose 2 games a year, 3 games a year. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but these programs like Georgia, Florida, LSU, Auburn, they want to win a national title when they're watching Alabama year in and year out compete for one, getting in there and winning. When you win the strongest conference in all of NCAA football, and if I win my conference, I can win a national title. Your competition is not everybody else. Your competition is Alabama. So what you doing? What you doing?
I tell you what,
you're recruiting class number 10 in the nation. I mean, you look at a University of Florida. You happy with being a top 10 recruiting class? Come on, man. And this dude bringing in NFL coaches and all that, man.
Well,
I just think, man, listen, man. Listen. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. I just feel like it's a lot to deal with, man. It's a lot to deal with.
So we talking about the Saban way. let's shift to this. Let's shift to the Patriot Way. Talk about the
Yep.
Patriot Way, man. I mean, how do they do it? What is the Patriot Way, man? What you God, no, man. Does it really work? Is it like just a figment of our imagination, or because I heard something about the Patriot Way that might just dispel that there is no Patriot Way.
Thank you.
The argument that I heard this morning might be that there is the Tom Brady way.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me say it looked like there was a Patriot way, but come on now, the Patriots, they still got an organization. They just had a season. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. TB12 took his talent to Hillsborough County, and he lit it up. Yeah. He lit it up. He did what he does. I mean, in a totally different environment. Totally different environment from the front office, like welcoming him with open arms to a city that wanted him. Tampa ain't had to deal with Tom Brady every year. That's an NFC team. They may have played him once in a while, but Tom Brady ain't been their nemesis. It's been Drew Brees. It's been, Cam Newton. It's, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It was Tom. I mean, it was Aaron Rodgers back in the day when they were in the NFC North,
Yes, indeed.
So, man, the Patriot Way, they was talking about the players, and I'm gonna give you this thing on the Patriot Way. But listen to this. Listen to this. Check this out. We gonna build the Patriot Way, right?
Thank you. I hope you yell out these players. Yell out all these great.
You remember Corey Dillon and LeGarrette Blount? Yeah. Who do them guys look like on the other side? Who's the guy that looks just like them on the Bucs right now? LeGarrette Blount.
Leonard Fournette.
Boom. All right, he's running back. All right.
Yep. Big running back, tote the load. Yep.
Wes Welker and Julian Edelman. Who that look like to you over there on the Bucs?
Scotty
Miller. Come on now. The Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. Who that look like on the other side? The Gronk and OJ Howard.
OJ Howard. Facts. And OJ Howard is an upgrade.
Come on, man.
OJ Howard is an upgrade. Yeah.
Randy Moss. Who the big tall receiver that can possess the ball? He can moss you every once in a while or whatever with the big body. Mike Evans. They go Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You got somebody like Troy Brown.
Yep.
They go AB.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So they run the 2 tight end offense, 5 wide, New England. It ain't. They said it ain't no freaky accident thing that team looks like that. That team was constructed by TB12.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Not the core of the team was there, but you bring in an AB, you bring in a Gronk.
You're bringing the things he needs.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if he had something to do with Fournette.
Oh yeah.
You know what we talked about? 75 receptions the year before that he got cut. Over 1,000 yards receiving out of the backfield. That sounds like that's a TB12 acquisition to me. As soon as he hit the waiver wires, what happened? Boom, they scooped him up.
Yep.
So talk to me about the Patriot Way. I mean, is it a hallucination or what? I mean, will we never talk about that again no more? It's done. The Patriot Way is done. I don't think they'll ever be able to pull together what Bill Belichick them was able to do while Tom Brady was in New England. It'll never be done again. I don't think there'll be there is no Patriot Way.
Yeah,
there is no Patriot Way. Man. I mean, the thing that the team I look at is that if you talk about a Patriot Way, who is the next team that you would have to look at that cast offs like that won ball games? I mean, what team? I mean, I can't even think of a team that even look like they get rejects or whatever from everywhere and win championships.
Yeah.
I can see what it would look like, but
Yeah.
I can't fathom another team. I mean, you think the Raiders used to be like that back in the day, from what I
Uh-huh.
understand. They would, have
Yeah.
some cast offs like that, but now,
Yeah.
the way the league is, it's like, guys could end up anywhere. You got guys like at Kansas City, like when LaShawn McCoy went there, they coaches bring certain
Yeah.
players in with them, that think that they can help the team, and they got
Yep.
what they got out of LaShawn, and LaShawn was gone.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
but that was
Yeah.
my take on the Patriot Way. I heard it this morning, and I don't know if everybody saw it in America, but it was a comparison, and I was like, wow, that team does look like some of them Patriot teams. Some of the characters
Yeah.
look the same.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
winning formula. And a lot of the guys that I named on the old Patriots, they were some dogs now.
yeah.
I
They
ain't
were.
taking nothing from Julian Edelman and Wes Welker, because
Yeah.
they were some
They
dogs.
got.
They went and got it, bro.
They got the job done.
Yeah, LeGarrette
Seriously.
Blunt and Corey Dillon.
Yeah. Ran that rock.
Come on, man.
Ran
Randy Moss.
Ran
That name speaks
Hall
for
of Fame.
itself. That's a verb.
Come on,
That's a
Come
verb.
on,
Name is a
Yep.
verb. Come on, man.
Facts.
So
Facts. One of the best. The best that would do it,
but the thing is, it all revolves around that Billy Goat.
Yep.
Tom Brady. I call him the Billy Goat,
Yep.
man. That joker there, man. It revolves around him, man. I mean, I don't think that quarterback wise, I done seen some dynamic quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham, Doug Williams, some quarterbacks that did their thing, when Theismann used to do his thing, Montana, but TB12, man, he's special. He's a special guy. I mean, I'm looking so forward to the playoffs this weekend. I'm looking forward to this game this weekend, because I don't want it to end, man. I kind of want. I'm pulling for the underdog. I kind of want to see it. I want to see him do well. I really want to see him do this thing again. He raised another trophy. What do you do? What happens, man? I mean, do we get on the jet, man, and go ahead and ride, or he got another year left? Or
he's gonna run it back. He definitely gonna run it back.
I think he'll give him another year. And the good thing is, man, knock on wood, stayed healthy all year.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I don't even remember him being on an injury report all year. You know what I mean? Toe, finger, ankle, nothing.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing. You just went through a whole season in the NFC Championship game, and you ain't, you've been healthy so far.
Yep.
Hope and pray everything works out.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mean to take all that on the Patriot Way, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna see.
I take it. I
see.
I think that the more that Tampa, it's just is more of a shot at the Patriots.
But what you told me that Bruce Arians said about Tom Brady. I mean, what was that?
Bruce Arians said this week, he was like, well, I just let him coach. It was like when he was at the Patriots, they ain't let him coach. You know what I'm saying? He said, I let him coach, and I just sit back and just let him do his thing. So, man, and like we say, man, what you gonna tell Tom Brady 20 years in the league at quarterback? Why would you have a play? And like, why would you have a playbook and have him to learn a new system when this dude coming with 6 Super Bowl rings?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think when Joe Montana
way more tools, what I mean? Way more tools than you see everybody in the road that they use. Gronk did Gronk like stuff. OJ did Hernandez like stuff. Scotty Miller. Man. Oh my God, Julian. You know what I mean? Oh no, you're not Julian. You're Scotty Miller. I called this dude the wrong name in the huddle. You know what I mean? It's like look just like him, and that's what they did. They put them templates on them guys, and just what I read to you with the comps to who they were.
Mm-hmm.
The talent is almost like the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody fit the mold pretty well. And I think that, if that you can take that along with team, like send this same mold to the Eagles. With the quarterback now. Don't it's gotta come with the quarterback. It can't go by itself.
Yeah.
and you'll probably have success in Philadelphia.
No, but they too busy. These coaches too busy with egos, as we say. Let's just go back to egos. Everybody got an ego talking about my system work, my system work, my system work. You got to come in here and learn my system, my system, my system. Tom Brady came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they have revolved the system around him. Why would they make him learn a new system that he's uncomfortable with, knowing good as well the system that he's used to running is going to work, and when it wins Super Bowls.
You think some of the times that some of them plays don't work, that they look like crap because they're old plays that have been defended against year after year after year after year, and you know what I mean? It's just not gonna work. It's almost like
it's not.
Let's try this play and see what happens with it. Oh, toss it out. Let's don't ever do that one again. At least not against this defense. You know what I mean? So I believe it. I believe the same thing. He brought a system with him, and you know, his playbook, because he can move people around. That playbook look. They said that's what I remember when he first came in. Somebody said all they did was change the cover on the Patriot playbook. They just took the cover and they inserted in the binder a Tampa Bay Buccaneer logo and said, "Here go your playbook." You know what I mean? And it was old stuff, but look the talent that you got. Tom Brady ain't never had that much talent at one time. All them names were like, they were like, this season. They were, if them was all there at one time. Like he has right now, and that's why I say, man, they chances look like, dude,
good.
Joker's on the verge, man. You know how far they right at the edge, man. It's 2 games,
young teams,
separate these guys from Super Bowl rings.
Come on, man.
It's 2.
Let's just be real. The only old cats on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team is Tom Brady and Gronk. All the rest of them dudes young.
Sue a young old
and Dominic and Pierre Paul.
Pierre Paul.
But Dane is old. But guess what? Dane is old as damn Tom Brady. Won his first Super Bowl in 2001.
Brady, man.
Won his first Super Bowl in 2001. Sergeant Major. What? Come on, man.
No, man. And that's a whole different era.
So that goes back to, listen, Bruce Arians was like, man, let this dude coach. That's like when Peyton Manning and all them boys, them dudes are offensive coordinators, man. They done been in this league so long, man. They don't watch so much film, bro. They know how to break down a defense, man. That's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, definitely.
That is an offensive coordinator.
Why do you think Curran Bell was so good at it? Remember Curran Bell down at Valdosta State? And winning them championships with them teams. Come on now, Valdosta State, you just constantly winning championships. That's what I'm saying. You winning. Come on. And you know, because like you say, them guys break down defenses at the line of scrimmage. The good ones do.
Come on.
The good ones make the right calls every time. You know, Jokers don't make a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes on things been the receiver was too deep in his route. You know, he didn't come back to the ball. You know what I mean? He slowed up, broke it off, that kind of thing. And it's like, that was supposed to win at 12. That wasn't supposed to win it with, at 14. God dang, you're taking too long to get there. Get to the top of your route a little faster, that kind of thing. But, and it looks like the quarterback is doing bad. I ain't saying that quarterbacks don't make mistakes. But because they do. A lot of times, like I always say, the play is drawn up to succeed. If everybody does their part, that play should work. It should work, So somewhere if a play don't work, somebody might have missed a block, especially if it's a handoff. And you missed the hole, or that you were supposed to seal the outside and you couldn't get around that end to seal him inside type thing. So that play wasn't executed the way it was designed. So now it looks like a bad play. Now it looks like there was nothing to that play. The good ones know that, that play will work if we can just seal that outside the next time. Don't write that one off, that kind of thing. So a lot of your good ones, and then they see it at the line. They come to the line and they look and they say, oh man, they're in the same set they was in the last time we ran that play that didn't work. But look, he a little tighter in there now. Your tackles done shifted down to another gap. So he done slid down a little bit. I might have a corner coming off this edge. So this play might just work. So or it won't work and we got to run something else. You know what I mean? He sees something, but the good ones do it. Like you say, them the OCs. You know, I mean, think about it. Eric Bieniemy was a running back, and look how good of a coordinator he is.
He is. Yep.
You know, it's crazy, man. But
yeah, and going back, and I want to touch on one thing, like you said, about the Patriots way. Like this last thing. Everybody always gave the credit to the Patriots way. Oh, you know, Bill Belichick. You know, I mean, he knows how to pick them up and all that. And Robert Kraft. Oh, they're a classy organization and all this stuff. We know that organization was known for getting these guys on their second chance, paying them dirt money, and then getting the best out of them. Because just like you said, you still had that continuity in Tom Brady. So a receiver say, well, I take less money to go play there because guess what? I'm gonna play in the Super Bowl. So that was their incentive. You know what I'm saying? So let all these players are always come here on a last chance or on a second chance. They got to revitalize their career. Bill Belichick, then Patriots way is all about getting those guys, getting them, basically paying them way less than what they worth, winning with them, and then as soon as they revitalize their career, they don't bring them back to the negotiating table. They push them back out there like, we ain't gonna pay you. See you later. And then they bring in the next crop, and then usually they'll just keep the continuity within the offense. Make sure you pay Tom Brady. Make sure you pay a couple of more guys, but everybody else you just gonna recycle in and recycle out and stuff like that. So let's talk about. Yeah. So now it caught up with you because just like you said, you don't have that GOAT that can push you to 9-10 games a season, you know what I'm saying, do the Houdini tricks. And then since you don't have a GOAT there, receivers don't want to come. The Patriots, I'm good. Don't return that phone call. You know what I'm saying? Don't return that phone call. I'm good. Man, did you see what's over there? I'm good.
You think they actually do that though?
Man,
you think a Joe could get a chance to go to the New York Jets for a season? He can sign on as a futures contract. He go to decline it and wait for the next phone call.
Futures contract is different. When you talk about future contract, a cat, about to go to like a scout team or something like that, he coming. He gonna come play. These are but I'm talking about a top tier player like an
Odell Beckham.
Like an Odell Beckham. You ain't even got to. I ain't even say you got to be on that level.
But what about if you get to that level and you get to be a free agent and you are Odell Beckham as a free agent and the Jets say, man, we'd love to have you here. Do you not take that phone call?
I'm not coming. Hey, agent, do not return that. Are you serious? Hey, did you get my phone? Hey, did you get my messages or whatever? Yeah, I got your messages. Were the Jets the only team that reached out to you today? Yeah, man. What you want me to tell them? Nothing.
Man,
tell me when the Oakland Raiders, the 49ers,
we talking about
Green Bay Packers,
we talking about dreams.
But when you at that level, those dudes making dreams with anybody. You know what I'm saying? You said Odell Beckham. If Odell Beckham, if you on that level, Odell Beckham, and he get on free agency star major, it's about 15 teams that's asking for his services. Not if you that unsigned free agent.
Right, I got you.
It just came on somebody's scout team. Now you gonna return. Oh yeah, call them back. But listen, you trying to make it happen and so you can ball and get out of there because man, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. So going back to that, it's just that the Patriots got away with that for so long. So I can guarantee you, even this year, the well dried up. You've been hustling for so long. The hustle is up. Not everybody knows.
It sure was.
It's over.
It's like God, and then guess like a old Mike Tyson or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
it's like
I remember. Listen, boy. It's
I can't watch it.
Nobody's
watching Cam this year, man. But I just couldn't stomach the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't watching this crap, man. This him.
Terrible.
Bill Belichick
terrible, man.
Wearing the sweatshirt no more. You know what I mean? What
Come on, man.
Can't everything.
And he can't, man. And he can't. And the sad thing is that it goes back to the gig was up. Tom Brady, it's like a used car salesman. When Tom Brady was your top guy, and the minute you told him you wasn't gonna pay him no more, he looked like, it's over. Yo,
I ain't even give you 2 week notice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So then guess what? So now everybody that's coming to buy cars is like, hey, where's Tom?
But check this
Oh,
out,
well, he doesn't work
check this
anymore.
out though. How were the Bucks so lucky to be able to get Tom Brady? Now it's 31 other teams. And I know a lot of teams didn't need quarterbacks, and I can understand, take away them 8 or 9 teams. But it's a lot of teams out there need a quarterback. And I guarantee you a lot of it had to do with Brady's decision to come to Florida and the Saints like Miami or Tampa or Southern Cal that, you know, they got Herbert out there, you know, and I ain't messing with this crap. You know, as soon as Jameis got the hell out of there, Tampa had a vacancy. It wasn't nothing left in Tampa. Mike Glennon, you know, so it's like, there we go. You know, I know Mr. Jeter, from what I understand, helped out a little bit too. You know, there were a couple meetings at Burns Steakhouse down there, and you know, they had a few, you know, dinners and you know, over you know, a few cocktails, and you know, that deal was done. You know, it was just that simple, man. Because you know, I love that place, man. Lived in Tampa about 14 years, and I'm gonna tell you, boy, it's a beautiful town. You know, it's a beautiful town. It can be. You know, they very supportive of their sports team. You know, the Lightning, you know, won the Stanley Cup, and
big.
You know, you got Tampa's, you know, they won their Super Bowl, and they've been getting better, you know, pushing at it. And I think this took them over the hump, man, right here, you know. So if you can get another Super Bowl into that town, man, you know, I mean, a lot of cities win 2 Super Bowl. New England, you know, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, you know, you all of a sudden because you jump up to the top. You know, you ain't that lone Super Bowl team no more. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You done won 2 Super Bowls. It's like, whoa.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. And then with you to win one the first year Tom Brady comes there, and that's big. But I think Tampa wins that. Going back to your question, is that Tampa wins that, gets Tom Brady services over all those other teams because they look the best coming out of that 2019 season. So run it down that 2019 season. Tampa Bay played what? You played 49ers, lost 31-17. You played the Buccaneers, you played the Panthers, you won by 7. The Giants, you lost by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? You played the Rams, you won by 15 points. You know, so it showed that you have a team. It's just that when 30 interceptions get thrown
30 picks don't get it, bro. Yeah. See, but you know, I would love to see all 30 of them. I may even just look it up. I want to see all 30 of Jameis picks, and I want to see how many balls was off the hands and how many balls was tipped at the line, all that kind of stuff. See, so that's why I said give Jameis the benefit of the doubt that them 30, because you know it's some quarterbacks that they ass didn't even get their name called that threw 15.
Facts.
I think Breeze threw like 15. It was like, come on, man. You know, you got guys throwing half the interceptions that dude threw. That ain't that much better. I mean, that ain't that much better.
It ain't.
And think about it. And here's my thing. You know, you also got to think about it situationally. You know, when that interception was thrown, was it the first quarter, 2 minutes into the game? Was it the fourth quarter going down the stretch? You know, some interceptions don't mean nothing. There was no point scored after the pick. So it's almost like we back even. Like, okay, we got away from that one. We're good. And then and that can happen in 3 plays on a punt. Pick, 3 plays, punt, erase that interception. So now James might have thrown 10 interceptions last year.
Definitely. And I think
just because the ball changed hands don't make that guy a bad quarterback.
Yes. And another thing that does it too, Sarmage, is that they record last year was 7-9. 7-9.
That's
you know what I'm saying? A couple of that's underachieving for one. And then I let you know that you went 7-9, and in how many games? I think they had the record. They lost the most games by like 7. I think they had like 5 games where they lost by 7 points or less or something like that.
Right.
Come on, like and that's when
Brady understands the game so good. I think that even when he made that decision, you same thing. Look at the defensive side of the ball too. It's like, look, am I gonna have to bust my butt the whole game,
Yep.
or is this team able to produce some turnovers? I like to have
Yes.
it at least 3 series in the first quarter.
Yes.
Can they
Yep.
force 3 and outs? Them kind of thing.
Yep.
Brady done looked at that defense. He faced them. He and like, what? These guys kind of tight. This like you say, they got the nucleus. Plus, you got BA down there. You got Todd Bowles.
Yes.
So you Byron Leftwich.
Yep.
I heard Leftwich's name. Then people complaining about Leftwich's name not being brought up in the head coaching. With the one vacancy that's left. So
somebody want that job, man.
So one thing
want that job.
So I'm like,
man, you throwing them trinkets. They good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and that goes back to Brady looked at the defense.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at all the weapons they had. You had two receivers that was in top 4 in.
Come on, man. People say, who is Chris
and Gordon? So you look at
where Chris Godwin came from. Man, Chris Godwin, that's like AB the second. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Him and AB, man, they look alike. They sound alike. It's like they
look alike.
Feel alike. It's crazy, man.
And Godwin bigger. And Godwin bigger. And Godwin bigger and get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's what did it, man. That's what did it. And he saw that, man, this ain't a bad team. Whatever, I could come here. He watched that film when he was doing, he was watching the film. I'm like, oh, okay, these boys ready. I come in and do this and do that. Yeah. So I think that's what do it. But yeah, man. So going back to that, man, I think that as Tom Brady continues to build his, if you was a doubt of Tom Brady, you ain't a doubt of this year. You not a doubt.
I mean,
he's
fun, man.
His bandwagon.
Watch him every week. It's almost like it's been inquisitive, almost like, what is he gonna do today? How's he gonna play today? I mean, the game that he lost to the Saints, the big game, the 31-3 or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. The Bears game where you lose by 1 point, that kind of thing. It's some of the mistakes that he made. It was fun watching him work. One being, one of my favorite teams, and two, I didn't miss a beat with him. And that I didn't watch Brady when he was with the Patriots other than Super Bowls or the playoffs or the last 2 minutes of a game, when they were down. I wanted to see that. So now I'm looking at it like, where I get to see 4 quarters of every play that he touched the football. And it's like, I really got to see something special, man, in this guy. This guy he's good. He is good. It's almost like the Peyton Manning effect. You know what I mean? Peyton Manning ain't the looker. Ain't nothing flashy about him, but let me tell you, he got the job done. He got the job done, dude. I mean, you remember that lottery they had on Peyton Manning? Like, where is he going? Where is he going? Where is he going? Type thing. And when he went to, when he changed and went out to Denver. One of the things was that I remember him being drafted when it was Eli. You remember Eli they didn't want Eli drafted to the San Diego, and it was all about, they said it was all about Archie didn't want them to have to face each other and eliminate. They wanted to be able to meet in the Super Bowl. They wanted to both be them boys to be in the Super Bowl against each other. So both of them got 2 rings. They got 2 rings. Eli got 2 rings. Hell, Eli got 2 a Tom ring. Tom need to slap him if you ever see him. It's like, you got 2 of my rings, dude. You stole 2 of my rings. Because Eli got it. Just think about that. I always say this, man. Think about the GOAT. If he got them other, if Eli don't have them rings and he got them, bro, we sitting at 8. And with a possible 9. Right now. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at the hand he playing. Ooh, he got the big joker, the little joker, everything up in his hand, man. Come on.
But he had 2.
Yeah,
he had 2. He stole 2 now.
The cheat one. Oh man, the cheat one when he even steal that. I don't know who stole that. I don't know who stole
in Atlanta.
And that one, that was even worse than the other one.
Let's not say he stole it. He ain't steal it. He just walked out the store, and then the bag of money was just sitting right there in front of his car. So he was just like, well, damn, I might as well just grab the bag and throw it in my truck real quick. And then the Atlanta Falcons basically robbed the bank, put the money in his trunk, and thought the truck was their truck, but it wasn't. Tom Brady came out at dinner with his wife and then just drove off with the damn money and not even knowing that he had it until he got down the road. What is this duffel bag in the back or whatever? Like, oh, check it. Oh, it's $50 million in here. Oh, shit. Who did this? Like, you know, come on, man. Come on. They did all the work for him and he just drove home. Well, I mean,
on the side of a helmet, man. You know, it's like, whatever down and one, and we go throw the ball. Okay, come on, man. What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know,
you does that, man.
You catch a ball on the side of your head. I couldn't go outside right now and put a football on my head and hold it and fall down real hard without dropping that ball. I guarantee you. Ain't no way. You know,
in the air.
And then you go to whatever down and one with one of the best bruising running backs in the world that ever played the game since Christian Okoye, and you throw a slant.
Just got you down there. Throw a slant. 15. You got 20. I think it's like 20 seconds left in the game. You got a timeout. You on the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line.
I ain't mad at
1 yard line at this time
on that.
And
I don't know. I can't figure that out. I can't figure that out till this day.
You got a scrambling quarterback.
Figure that out till this day. I get the helmet.
Anything you run something to
ball on the
get
helmet,
your quarterback.
That's in the moment.
Adrenaline pump.
But for I'm making someone to call a play, the relay a play to the line of scrimmage, and say run this play, this in this tight of a space.
Yes. Got to be perfect. Got to be perfect.
Somebody
this play got to be perfect.
Had a hand in that, bro. Somebody had a hand in that. You not. Somebody. It's almost gonna be like the Kennedy assassination. You'll never know. You'll never.
Always.
You never know why.
Always.
You never know.
Always.
Something happened with that one, bro. Something happened. Somebody in Vegas, their daughter or son or somebody getting ready to get beheaded because of whatever, and things had to change. I mean, I ain't into conspiracy theories, but I ain't the dumbest person in the world that whatever down, and it couldn't have been, it was goal. It was a down and goal from where that ball was. Russ don't push that on in.
Yes.
Marshawn don't get the, hold on to the gonads and leap around that corner.
Easy.
I don't know, man.
Always. And then to watch Atlanta Falcons just give it away. I think they even break it down for the Atlanta Falcons. Had they kicked the field goal on one of those drives, they would have, the odds of the Patriots coming back then, it kind of would have sealed the win. But yet it's still, you up by what, 24 to 23? You up by what, 21 points?
Things could have been totally different in Atlanta, man. Atlanta would have been, golly, boy, Super Bowl champ, man.
That's it. But that's the GOAT, man. That's the GOAT, man. The GOAT get out there, boy. They get stage fright. They get stage fright with this dude. So you know what? As a Tampa Bay, as being a Florida guy and loving Florida teams or whatever, I hope they get stage fright this weekend. Get stage fright now. Get stage fright now. You know what I'm saying?
And oh,
damn
man,
right.
Cold and this, and okay, and them boys come in there.
Thank you.
And Devin White, them boys light them up.
And light their ass up.
Oh my God! Speaking of Super Bowls, they say they giving 22,000 fans at the Super Bowl. They're allowing 22,000 and 7,500. They're giving away free tickets to healthcare workers in the Tampa Bay area. 7,500 free of charge to go to Super Bowl. So they're picking out 7,500 healthcare workers and giving them tickets to the Super Bowl 55 in Tampa. Yeah.
Oh man, that's big, especially in the time of the pandemic, especially, doing all the stuff that they had to go through, whatever, the healthcare workers
people, be able to see their team. A lot of them people ain't, may get tickets that never been to a Tampa Bay game. Everybody in Tampa ain't been to a Buccaneer game. They go to it. Super Bowl in Tampa.
And then better yet,
your hometown.
go to a Super Bowl. It's people go to a Super Bowl. That's memorable. That's big. And in a year like this is what you need, man. Them healthcare workers, man, you know, being on the front line and all that stuff. You know, most of them got, you know, they had to be the first in line to get the vaccinations and all that stuff because, you know, continuity of their job and all that stuff to make sure that they're safe. So yeah, man, kudos to them, man. Shots out, man. And shots out to Raymond James and the Tampa Bay and the whole NFL for making that happen for them. You know, not just talking it because everybody talk. Thank you for your service, but they don't really give it, and that's good.
Let's shift to another GOAT, man. You know, we talking about the 23 XI, the 2311, 2311 Motorsports. Mike Jordan, man, and Mr. Denny Hamlin. You know, they started up this new racing team. You know, Hamlin still raced for Gibbs Racing. You know, he's still will be a driver, but he had his own individual venture with Mike. You know, and Bubba Wallace is the driver. You know, so they pulled Bubba Wallace from Richard Petty. You know, Bubba left Richard Petty racing and came over to 2311, and you see Mike getting ready to he jumped out and here we go again. You know, got his hand in some things, man. So y'all, everybody need pay attention. That I know that I'm being from Daytona Beach. You know, I'm born and raised listening to stock cars run around the track a mile away from my house. So, you know, I've been in the auto racing for a while, and but this is big, man. It's big. You know, Mike jumped in now, and ain't no telling what the pit crews gonna look like. You know, a lot of blacks these days are getting involved in pit crews and in management, and that's a venture that it needs administrative personnel to run certain aspects of the business itself of that racing team. And from photographers to videographers to all kind of stuff going on with that team. So here's Mike again, to put his hands in something, and might get a bad rap sometime, but we don't always see all the things that Mike has his hands in. Mike ain't that kind of person to say I did this, I did that, type thing. So, but I wish them a lot of luck, man. February, the Daytona 500, first race of the season kicks off, and I think it's like Valentine's Day. Matter of fact, it's on Valentine's. So I think they're gonna have they'll probably have a car in that, Bubba. They'll go definitely have a car, but Bubba Wallace is driving. He'll have a car in there, and we'll see if he can stay on the track, man. We'll see if he'll stay on the track. I think last time I saw him, man, they done forced him off the track somehow. So, we know how that is, but hopefully he build him a car like a battle box or something, man, where he got some buzz saws or something come out the side, and you get too close. Right down the side, man. It's like Ben Hur or something, with the spikes on the chariot thing, man. You get them tires together, but he should be all right. He a big boy, man. He know how it is.
Yep. And shouts out to Mike on this, what I'm saying, before we move on, just shouts out to Mike, man. This just shows like what happens when you have the resources to be able to, do something like this. I remember Bubba Wallace last year, when the Black Lives Matter stuff came out, and he, had some words and all that stuff about it and all that. So, and then shouts out to Mike, starting this up. Yeah, with Hamlin. And then, because Mike got the resources. He don't know racing. He get with Hamlin, bring him in and stuff like that. And then, joint venture. Hey, let's make it happen. Oh, we got a driver. And then this is what happens when you have those resources that you could come to the table. You ain't asking to come to the table. You coming to the table and you demand it, like, because you got the resources to do it. So shouts out to him. And just like you said, man, he don't get it. He get that bad rap, man. And then, now he's, maybe we can start, looking at, stop painting everyone in that same brush. Start painting pictures with different brushes, man, and understand, like, listen, man, you don't got to be all flashy with what you do or whatever.
Yeah, man.
So shouts out to that.
So we got a big fight tomorrow. Conor McGregor fighting again, Yes, sir. Conor McGregor,
Listen, I tell you this, UFC gotta have Conor McGregor to fight, because Conor McGregor is the cash cow for UFC. Conor McGregor, what I'm saying, he brings in all the, all the big pay-per-view, the hoopla. his events are just epic. The stuff that the trash talking he say, I ain't never met someone who went toe to toe trash talking with Floyd Mayweather. Man, Conor run his mouth, man. Listen, OG status, like, you know, like whatever. So he hypes that fight, coming from that same call for that Muhammad Ali, learn how to, you know, to learn the art of running that mouth to be able to build something up, you know, get that big payday. So yeah, shots out to Conor
you know,
McGregor,
so
man.
he's I guess he fight this guy. I can't remember the guy's name, Cormier or something like that. I think he fought him in a few years back. You know, it's been a minute since they fought. You know, so you know, Habib, I guess, retired, and you know, asking, you know, hey, he's coming back. They don't think he go come back, you know, but we know how that works, and you know, White know how to work
the right money.
things. He seemed to be the man, you know, when it comes to that man Conor, man. But I'm interested in seeing. You know, I like to see Conor McGregor fight a few rounds. You know, I mean, just you know, just nothing early. I don't want to see no first round. That you know, give me second round.
Man, you gotta
third. I think what they go about 5, don't they, in the championship fight? 5 rounds. So I'm about 4 or 5. I want to see it go a little bit. You know what I mean? See some punches thrown. So I'll be tuned in and you know, checking it out. You know, myself. But
man.
You know,
Conor, man.
we got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. You know, we hadn't talked about Patrick yet. I kind of saved out to the end here, and you know, they say he practiced. You know, still got the knot on his head though. You know, he's supposed to go through some protocol or whatever today, and you know, they'll test him tomorrow and the day before, whatever, and you know, if he can play. You know, they don't know if he can play or not yet right now, but okay, all right, whatever. Yeah, he have half a brain right now, man. Half a skull could be shot off right now, and they go put it in a football helmet and put him on the field. They'll roll him out on that field, and you know what I mean. It ain't no way in the devil. Patrick Mahomes, the NFL is going to allow Patrick Mahomes not to play tomorrow. I mean Sunday. No way. No way.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that you got to play.
Better, man.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
And you know, man, you know, when you get to this point in the NFL, they start playing the game, or you know, the injury report.
Then he also got a toe injury when they reported too. They reported a toe injury on the injury report too, man. So
they was talking about
how much that's gonna affect, you know, him or whatever. You know, I'm pretty sure he ain't want nobody. You better believe it. Them big linemen gonna be trying to step on one of them in the pocket. Somebody go try to get close enough to him that they can step on a foot. I guarantee you know, anything you can do to neutralize Patrick Mahomes, you need to do, especially his wheels. If you can take a wheel away from him, he ain't no pocket guy. I mean, he ain't gonna sit back there all day and just look. Now I ain't saying he can't do it, but that ain't his MO. You know, so
no, that's
we'll
not.
See how it goes, man.
He like to stretch that play.
What else you got, man?
Man, they talking about the Shaq and Zion comparisons, man.
What you think about
Shaq
that?
and Zion? Man, we got to stop trying to compare players, you know, just because we
I heard they were talking about sticking old Shaq into this 6'11" body. You got Shaq talent stuck into this 6'11" body. And I'm like, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I was just go ahead.
Man, you right, man. I think you stretching, man. Shaq was the most athletic big man we had seen. You know, before that, you saw the big man, you know.
Had no jumper though, man.
He had no jumper, but man, he was explosive on that box.
Outside, man. He'll post you up and pull up on you now.
Yep. See, but Zion still ain't got no shot neither. You know, he's 60% from the free throw line or something like that. 70. His free throw is terrible too. Yeah, check it out. So he has his jump shot definitely looks better than what Shaq's used to be, because you know Shaq was just, you know, so dominant down on the block.
Big man.
Yeah, and don't forget, they created a file named after Shaq, the Hacker Shaq. That was created just for Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't good at free throws, and that was their way to neutralize his presence on the court.
Right.
So then they did that. So teams, so then the Lakers would be forced to pull Shaq out the game. They did that purposely. Like, nah, man, we're gonna make, you know, they going to the free throw line and he going, you know, one foot 2 or whatever at the free throw line, 50%. So we come back down and get 2 or whatever. They're gonna have to take him out of the game. So that was their way of pulling him out. Man, Zion ain't on that level yet. Zion is very explosive.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of, he's a dynamic player. Or when he around that rim, it's a wrap. He go grab rebounds or whatever. He is a force. But Zion to me need to lose a bit of weight and all that. Shaq had that on a 7'1" frame, man. This dude is a giant, man.
Yeah.
Zion holding that with you being 6. What Zion? What 6'9", 6'9"? Yeah, 6'11". Yeah, okay, 6'11". He's about 6'9", 6'10". He ain't grew since he left Duke. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he weighing 280.
Much more, man.
Yeah, he ain't growing much more, man. Zion 2, you know what I'm saying? 280 or something like that. They saying 285, 290.
Yeah, he big boy.
Yeah, big boy, man. He holding it solid now. He looking like a football player. He looking like a tight end.
He play outside a lot though. He don't play down there in the bottom like Shaq used to do, man. In that lane, up to the top, down to the bottom, that kind of thing, like Patrick Ewing and thing with Lonzo Ball, and he don't play that way. He play like he don't want to be down there in all of that traffic. You know what I'm saying? He like to go take it from the outside to the hoop. He like to drive the hoop, put it like that. His game around the hoop right now is like it ain't ready for Shaq type. Shaq probably get him right now. Down low in the post, what? You see what I'm saying? The big Eric Starr will probably get that butt right now.
Shoot, and shoot, not talk about Big Shaq getting it, man. I would say you bring in somebody like Hakeem Olajuwon and take him to school real quick, old school style. These cats still go to Hakeem Olajuwon each year for posts. Yeah, they still go to training for Hakeem Olajuwon.
Can't duplicate that, man. Not Hakeem the dream, baby. Come on.
Man. Listen, these dudes come to Hakeem right now in the off season to go learn post up.
About the post.
Come on, man. And they got videos now. They got videos. You can go on YouTube right now. Look at videos of sessions that he had with LeBron James, and he's showing LeBron James the move, and you like, oh man. Hakeem still got it, and this is Hakeem at about 60 plus years old.
That dude was him, Clyde Drexler and boys, man.
Come on,
that team was
Five Slammer Jammer back in the day. You remember?
Boy, let me tell you, them dogs were embarrassed. Put egg on your face, boy, because them boys was bad as the Fab Five. You see what I mean?
Yep.
That team, Five Slammer Jammer, was like, at least they thought they was finna come out there and do some things. Till they got derailed.
Come on, man.
Derailed now. But it was all good, man. Watching them guys. But I don't know, man. I like I said, I think that Shaq probably get him. I think Zion got a lot to learn about the league itself, man. And one of them is gonna be his health. His, he gonna have to slim up, and he gonna have to get physical. Look at Mike. Look what Mike did. Mike say, the only way to beat these dudes is I need to bulk up. Let me bulk up a little bit. Let me be able to handle these guys pushing me around because of these Jordan rules. And your boy gonna have to do the same thing. He gonna have to lose a little weight. He gonna come in smaller. He ain't getting no taller. He can come in a little bit more firm, a little solid.
Ooh, and that explosive would be out of control.
It look like baby weight. He's too old to have baby weight, man. He, what I mean? He somewhere he ain't working the right way. The shit that way. He need to be in fighter shape. Imagine, man, Zion in fighter shape. He could run all night, and he could just command, down in the post, just handle things in the post. You can't move me. Just an immovable force. So
and being explosive.
He got a lot of money. So he's gonna have to end up doing something because Jamarcus Russell got a lot of money. Ryan Leaf got a lot of money. People get money all the time that to turn out to be nothing. You know what I mean? And then and these teams, they okay with it.
Yeah, they'll get our money.
They okay with it. They like, what, it was gonna be him or it was gonna be somebody else.
Thank you.
So
thank
you. I don't know, man. I was talking with somebody yesterday, and we were talking about the same thing, about kids getting opportunities and things. We don't know how they handle certain opportunities unless they're giving them opportunities. You talk about, and the numbers kind of hurts. Numbers hurt, man, because 53-man roster, basketball 15 or 16-man roster, baseball 35-man roster. You know what I mean? So you that 36 man, or you that 16th man, or you that 54th man, you that much. Was that last guy ahead of you? Was he that much better than you? The last cut of training camp, you done made 2 cuts. It's the 3rd cut to get to 53. And they got to cut 2 people. They cut you and me. So that guy that stayed on, that last dude on the list at our position, was he that much better than you and me? If we, you know what I mean? We done lasted 2 cuts. So you done felt like, okay, somebody in the first cut, was he really that bad? Was he that bad? Well, goddamn, he got to that point. He had to be good enough to get to that point, but he wasn't good enough to move forward. Well, a lot of them cats don't get a chance to play in the NFL game. Those guys go to preseason football, whatever, that they play like one play.
Yeah.
They run down on the kickoff or something. A lot of that stuff get done in training camp. They get seen in training camp, you know what I mean? Or one of them games, because when they were running preseason football, you get to that 3rd preseason game, now your starters pretty much playing, they getting ready for next week. Now you in that last preseason game. It ain't like it was the first preseason game, first kickoff. You ain't gonna see Breeze till the 3rd game.
Yeah,
we cutting people these first 2 games, you know what I mean? But you done lasted to that last cut.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. And
what does it take for kids to move forward talent wise? It's just too much talent. It's too much talent and not enough space.
Nah, it's not enough. And then just like you say, I mean, the NFL expanded out to 32 teams and that's with adding the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars, the last 2 expansion teams. And come on, man. I mean, the Houston Texans came along after that. I'm sorry, but the Houston Texans was the Oilers switched to the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
So all you did was just brought that team back to that market or whatever. But why can't you expand the NFL more? Like we talk about all the time. Why can't you expand it? Oh, you see all these leagues come around, XFL, the AFL, and all this stuff. Why doesn't why can't
the team 200 more people?
Yeah. So why I got you. You got arena. I'm down here in South Florida, so you got plenty of these. You got the semi-pro teams or whatever. But why don't the NFL invest in a
farm, season or whatever?
A real semi-pro team. That's it. Just like the MLB do with the farm team. It ain't like they put a lot of money in it. Come on, the guys don't get paid as much. Just like you say. I mean, your son is in. What I'm saying, playing ball. Minor leagues and stuff like that. You understand it's a big difference between playing
like a world league or something.
Like World League was.
Like
short little season. Short little season. Give them a little bit of money or something like that. To be able to expand this because you're trying to capture more of this talent or whatever. Well, you're trying to capture.
I think with the combine not going on and certain things, man. I mean, happening with the draft and all, they got to do something, man. They're gonna end up having to do something to get, pro days will be screwed up, I'm sure, because Florida ain't gonna want Florida State guys at their camp,
definitely.
Or North Florida, Gainesville, can we come? No, y'all can't come to our camp.
No, can't come here.
No, it's like no, people ain't go. Pro days don't work that way, So
exactly,
I always said that if we were coming to see you at pro day, we already knew about you.
Yep.
They know who Kyle Pitts is. Well, who need to see Kyle Pitts catch a pass or run a route or you know what I mean, a jump in the air? We know he can jump, that kind of thing. So what if he jump and turn an ankle at the combine? When he do his high jump or he running his damn 40, he turn an ankle right out the gate. That first step, snap a ACL. And granted, you can't walk through life you know, you're going to play in the league and you don't want to walk down the street or step off a curb or anything. No, you know, I don't think guys think like that, but things do happen. But I don't think that. I think the combine was, like I said, a waste of time, just like the draft was in when they had these drafts and have 40,000 people at the draft. You know, come on, that's the NFL working again.
Yeah,
You know, combine. Well, you 300 guys. 300 guys go. You don't see them. You know exactly who them 300 guys are when they get there.
definitely.
Y'all requested them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all teams all y'all requested these guys to be there. Everybody wanted to see. They were the hot names in college football. You've seen them before.
Yep.
You know, but y'all put on this big old production, and you know, it's almost like the military at the end of the year. We got these funds need to be spent. You know,
That's
Joker
right.
will give a conference. You know what I'm saying, in New Orleans.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They go from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon to see y'all tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the draft is, man. That's how the draft. When I went to the draft, and it was like, okay, I see y'all jokers just they around the hobnob.
Yep.
Doug Williams over there, and you know, John Lynch over here. And, you know, they stand around the hotel and at the Starbucks in the hotel drinking and coffee and everything. And these jokers, man, they didn't know who these players are. This is the end of this, you know what I mean? This their time to come out, and ESPN and NFL Network is filming, and you know, it's a production, man.
Yeah.
It's just a big old production, and they part
Yeah.
of it, you know, and this their time to wine and dine these kids the last time before the draft, you know. It's
Yeah.
like the last time. So
Yep. To sell more of that NFL brand.
oh man,
You know.
come on, man. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, they get what they want. A lot of times when these guys come to the combine, they get what they want, man. They, you know,
Definitely.
players get what they want,
Oh yeah.
and the owners and teams get what they want, you know. So
Yep.
I ain't never heard one say that, you know, we had a terrible draft. You know, I see some grade. They got a C grade. They got, but that's
Yeah.
somebody else. You know what I mean? Pretty
Somebody
much,
else
I
grading.
guarantee them the teams that was at the top the year before.
Mm-hmm.
They like, who is that? You know what I mean? Well, we ain't got no picks. We ain't got no picks till like the 4th round. Or you know,
Exactly.
players gone by that time. Your
Yep.
impact players gone because ain't but a
Yep.
few gonna make an impact. No way. Year
Mm-hmm.
one.
So you just trying to find you like a diamond in the rough that you just
That's
bring
it.
him to camp.
That's it.
And next thing you know, he turns into an all-pro, and you're like, oh man, that was an accident. We didn't know he could be that. The only
Yeah.
person that, you know, shoot, I think that player ain't even felt like he could be an all-pro. He just came in, worked hard, came into a good situation, and just turned, you know, everything just happened like that. So yeah.
Well, I think
It's
that's how
crazy.
Haskins gonna be, man. You know, going back to
Yeah.
him, and you know, before we get done here,
Yeah.
I think Dwayne Haskins, you know, I think this is the opportunity that he needed because like I said before, I really believe that, you know, they've discussed this thing with you know, his predecessor and said, look, you know, this is where we are. I told you, I saw him on that bench, man, after that game, him and Pouncey, and it looked like, man, I'm done with this crap, man. I can't do this.
Oh man.
It did. It really looked like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say losing nobody, and you know, the point that it looked like Ben was at the point where, look, I don't think we go get here again. You know what I mean? This is hard enough. Look at the years before that, though. Look at the 2 years before this year. It wasn't no Ben at the end of the season. So
Always hurt.
So Ben now he get, oh man, I'm on. Ooh, it looked like they were 12-0 at one time. It looked like they were go through the league, and you know they were gonna have to run through Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Man, after about week 13, when they lost that game, it was almost like, oh man, this the same.
All the wheels fall off.
Yeah, and it's like, where did it go? Here we go again. Here we go again. So they get to that point, Ben looking like, I don't know if we're gonna get back here or not. So next thing you know, they're picking up Dwayne Haskins. Here we are. We at that point now. So you pick him up. You don't pick him up and not tell Ben. I go back to that again. You don't do it. I think he's the future. I think that might be the guy that they think that they can mold into, you know, a future, to give them a couple years or whatever and see, you know, where he is. Like you say, it's the perfect spot for him, perfect landing spot, man.
Oh man,
perfect. He fit the mold perfect, man.
He couldn't have fell into a better organization. He couldn't have fell into, you know, a better, you know, a supportive organization that's going to help him, you know. So if he fell there, I mean, it's just a wrap for him. But looking at that, nah, man, he's in a perfect situation, learning up under, just like you said, a future Hall of Famer sitting behind him. That's great, man. He's not asked to come out and be the savior right now. And then on top of that, they picked him up early enough so he could start getting it in the playbook. Come on, man. OTAs and stuff like that after all this stuff over. So this kid actually getting into the playbook right now. He's signed. He's getting to the playbook. He meeting with, what I'm saying, whoever the coordinator. He meeting up and going through some stuff right now. So he's a part of the organization right now. So to pick him up this early and not wait until the draft is great. He get a head start. On top of that. So, and a guy like Dwayne Haskins, man, that was a wake-up call for him to get cut.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Even before his team go to the play, man, your team is about to go to the playoffs next week. And you looking at your team like, man, they ain't about to cut me, because if the quarterback get hurt, they don't have nobody, and then they cut you. You like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, wow. So you go home, a young cat like that, go home like, man. Now, just like we talked about before, you in Washington area, your family members start talking to you, and they like, hey, bro, you need to wake up, man. You need to get your mind right. Now,
so that whole thing, could there have been a possibility that maybe Haskins asked them to release him?
But I don't think so, though, man. Not a young cat like that.
I mean,
not a young kid like that.
So you think
he got enough leverage in the game to know that he could be released and get picked back up?
Yeah, but he got an agent. I'm pretty sure he ain't got no
you
rookie
right.
agent.
You right.
Release us with nothing, no ties. Just we want.
Gotcha.
We want a clean break.
Yep. So we can get started.
And we gone. We already done talked to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We already done talked to Carolina. It's been you know what I'm saying? So he's already done visited teams.
Facts.
So my thing is, when the visits get set up, he visited with Carolina first.
Yep.
So that meant he was already on the open mark. I mean, that was quick.
Yeah.
Somebody jumped on it really quick. It looked like Carolina and Pittsburgh. I don't know who else he met with or talked to or whatever, but I do know that the two teams that he met with was Carolina and Pittsburgh signed him. So, who says that he didn't say, well, you know what, this relationship with this team is flawed. Yeah. Look how y'all did me. I want out. Right. Well, it could have been like, if don't pay me nothing. Hell, he got $15 million bonus. I mean, he got plenty of money to sign. He got money. That's what I said the other day. So it's like, now what you do is go somewhere that they love you.
Yep.
And get you another $5 million, with some incentives. You might make $7 million. Ben restructure his a little bit. He get his contract restructured. And you go give him a little money. Ben paying you, buddy. Ben go do this for you.
Yep.
So you just learn everything you can from Ben Roethlisberger this last year. Guaranteed that he gonna have the reins for the whole season. And be ready. Don't be like Michael Vick, like the story you told about Michael Vick and Andy Reid in Philly. What Mike said?
Listen, Mike say he out there with the Jets, right? So this is when, at the end of the career, he with the Jets or whatever. So he said they brought him in, Gino, this is off the I Am Athlete this week. Mm-hmm. So he said they brought him in and they let him know, like, hey, Mike, we going with Gino. Gino's our guy, but we bringing you in so you can coach him up, all that good stuff, be a good backup, all that. So Mike like, what? Yeah. Mike like, okay, whatever. So Mike says he comes in all season, training camp. He like, man, that was one of my best training camps, man. I felt, he said he's out playing Gino, which is, during that time, young kid, whatever. He just killing him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, man, Mike back, man. Boom. Coaching staff say, hey, man, I understand you had a great, you had a great, you know what I'm saying, this off season, but hey, listen, we going with Gino. So you just like we said, we brought you in as a backup. So he say like they getting around to the end of the season. I think it's like the getting to the end mid part of the season. You remember that rookie year that Gino had when he started throwing picks and stuff like that, started looking bad. Rookie, you done threw him to the wolves, and so then he can just, and Mike consents like, well, I might be starting to get my shot. So he said they getting prepared to play. I think he said the San Diego, the Chargers. He said they going to play San Diego. He say so. He come in the office that week like, oh boy, I know I'm playing this week. The OC say like, no, Vic, you're not playing, man. Gino's our guy. Listen, you are not playing. He say, are you serious? He's like, yeah, man, we going with Gino, man. We sticking with him or whatever. He a rookie, man. He got to get the kinks out, whatever. Just be supportive. Like, all right. So Vic say all that week he looking through the playbook. He upset. Now Vic is a vet and he know better. He should know better at this time. You know what I'm saying? So Vic was like, he say, so they get in the game. Gino started messing up or whatever. He say halftime. He said Rex Ryan come in at halftime. Rex Ryan just like, oh my God, he's tearing it up or whatever. He go over to Mike Vic. He say, listen, I'm coming to you. Vic say he looked at Rex Ryan like, man, but y'all told me I wasn't gonna play this week. So Vic say that goes back to all week. He really wasn't paying. He really wasn't doing his, getting ready like he was gonna start. He was ready to be a backup. He wasn't ready to play. He was not, breaking down the film like he was supposed to. It wasn't, into the, making sure this right here. So he said, he just went out there and winged it or whatever, just off the veteran athleticism.
Veteran.
Yep. Yeah. And he said that he made a couple of mistakes, so yeah.
But that reminds me, right. Last thing, real quick. It reminds me of a story they were saying that Tom Brady had. And Matt Castle was telling a story this morning about they were at training camp and, Brady used to always be on him. Hey, Castle, once you do this and, you need to be doing this and such and such. He said, Matt Castle said he went to do a commercial or something. They were shooting a commercial and he went to do it and he wasn't in the quarterback room or whatever. He had taken off because, he knew he wasn't starting or nothing, so it's like, he said, man, Brady got in his butt, man, about, shooting a commercial and not, you need to be in the quarterback room and you need to be learning your plays and, being prepared. He said that Tom Brady is such a stickler for perfection and hard work and preparation. You know what I mean? So that's the thing for them young kids, man, just to understand that, you got to prepare yourself. You can't just get out. Some of them can do it. Just jump out of a bed. I've seen it. Harold Landry was one of them that could get out the bed and just go play ball. He was like that with baseball too. Just get out the bed and go play. So, being prepared is, is a big thing with the young kids these days. And if they can do that, they can prepare like some of these Hall of Famers.
Yes,
they'll be okay with it, man.
Yep, definitely.
Dang, man, we covered a bunch today, man. You covered
man.
A bunch today, man. We started this thing, man, just to get on here and do some stuff and talk to each other about some things. And it's a little different, doing what we do, man. A lot of people get on the phone and we still get on the phone and talk. And
exactly.
But, it's almost like, man, I see a call. I'm like, man, I don't want to answer that call, man, because I don't want to not have nothing to talk about, when we
talk too much. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So, it's plenty of sports that go on, man, and plenty of other things in the world, like you said, that we talk about also.
Exactly.
I talked with some of your old people last night. Mr. Preston Kennedy and his parents last night.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man. I told them about what we're trying to do, and we'll have a couple more subscribers, I'm sure, to jump on and see what we know. We got to get some people on, man. We got to bring some people on. Maybe after the Super Bowl, I told you about the Super Bowl show that we trying to do from Daytona Beach, Miami, and North Carolina. We trying to link up and prior to the game, or maybe during the game. We haven't decided yet, but we're gonna figure that one out, getting that back on here and just do some different things, man. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. Maybe we just do the whole game, that
definitely
depending on who's there, man. So
just do it like that, man. That'll be perfect.
Well, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
So
good stuff, man. You hang in there and be safe.
You too, man. Take it easy. Got you.
All right, bro.
All right.